Syracuse Common Council's chair of public safety tonight is calling for action after reading the internal Syracuse police memos obtained by NBC3. Officer Brandon Hanks is suing the department and the city for $33 million. Internal communications we obtained through a Freedom of Information request shows part of how we got here. An anonymous list and a memo from Captain Timothy Gay of the Gun Violence Task Force with allegations that Officer Hanks was involved with gang members, claims that investigating top commanders called baseless in these memos. Connor White is live in Syracuse speaking with a common counselor who is now left with more questions than answers. Connor?
Megan, these memos that we obtained also include written statements from Brandon Hanks showing his frustration, claiming that he's being punished simply for growing up in and continuing to live in the city of Syracuse. We took these documents and our reporting to Common Councilor Chol Majok, who sits as the chair of public safety for the Common Council. He says he's concerned that these documents are just the tip of the iceberg, now with major questions for Syracuse police management. When Officer Brandon Hanks was put up for a 30-day rotation with the Gun Violence Task Force, internal communications we obtained show someone delivered an 11-point document to Deputy Chief Richard Trudell, claiming Hanks was involved with gangs, citing social media posts and little else as evidence, an allegation repeated in a signed memo from Captain Timothy Gay of the task force. As we reported Monday, in the investigation that followed, Lieutenant Don Patty concluded the claims were unprofessional and baseless.
It should make anybody that love this community and have lived in this community worried.
Syracuse Common Councilor Chol Majok is the chair of public safety. After seeing our reporting, he has major questions for Syracuse police.
What else is there? What else are we missing that we haven't heard if something like this is happening?
Documents we obtained include a signed memo from Officer Hanks himself, saying he is getting punished for growing up in the city he now serves.
It showed me that Officer Hanks is one of good officers in our community, and it's unfortunate that he had to revert to such measures so that he can be heard.
The lawsuit naming Deputy Chief Trudell among others who defend Hanks in these memos. We reached out to Hanks' lawyer for an interview. They declined our request, providing a statement that reads in part, "These memorandums prove the wrongdoing of the SPD and the orchestrated efforts to destroy Officer Hanks' career." Deputy Trudell has repeatedly denied allegations of racist remarks and is still recommending Hanks for the task force after defending him thoroughly in the memos we reviewed.
Here's the thing, Connor. City is losing a lot of money through lawsuits. I'm not happy about that. As a steward of this city, I'm not happy about that.
Councilor Majok is concerned about how all of this is going to impact recruitment going forward, given Brandon Hanks' iconic symbol with younger people in the community. We reached out to both the press teams for Mayor Ben Walsh and Chief Kenton Buckner. They acknowledged our requests, but we haven't heard back beyond that.
Amanda, there's a number of ways to stay safe this holiday season with COVID-19 and our second Christmas with the pandemic. Whether that be getting tested like you just mentioned, being vaccinated, wearing a mask, or social distancing. Many of us have likely had to get a COVID test at some point over the past 2 years. When it comes to testing, people can either get tested at a facility or do it themselves at home. The at-home tests are a more recent option, and the Biden administration has pushed to make them more readily available and less costly. The at-home COVID tests can range anywhere from $14 to over $100. If you look at Walgreens, a 2-pack of the Abbott's tests costs roughly $25. At Walmart, they cost as low as $14. For some people, the cost is worth it. East Syracuse resident Colleen Wolford told me she is gathering a close family for Christmas, including her 3-year-old grandson, who is too young to get vaccinated. Everyone who is attending Christmas is getting an at-home test to avoid exposing the toddler and keep everyone safe. Colleen messaged me, "It's something very easy to do, and for me, not too expensive." Syracuse resident Adam Coral is getting tested for COVID-19 before an upcoming trip. He believes the at-home tests should not come at a cost to the consumer.
It seems like insurance should cover that.
So he plans to get tested at an urgent care instead of paying for one.
It takes 5 minutes of my time? It's not that big of a deal.
While Cayuga County is doing everything they can to ramp up testing and vaccination efforts, They tell me they do not have the proper resources to give out free at-home tests like some states and counties are doing.
So our county does not distribute free at-home tests, but they are available at various stores. The tests that we have received from New York State are being used appropriately so with our school districts.
At-home tests can be difficult to be found in stores. You can also search appointments through your county clinic. And at Community Hospital, there is walk-up PCR testing available. Tompkins County reporting a spike in cases, most of them connected to Cornell University. So with this concern and the spike, I took it to the county health department, and they tell me the key to this, it's a combination. In Tompkins County, the cases are going up fast, and it's being tied to Cornell University, where students were all required to get vaccinated. I spoke with County Health Director Frank Krupa.
These are numbers that are higher than we've seen throughout the entire pandemic, but we're working closely with our partners at our higher education institutions to support the students, as well as do case investigations and contact tracing.
The university says a majority of the 344 new cases are from off-campus gatherings where health and safety measures were not followed.
Our local recommendation is that everyone mask indoors, whether vaccinated or not, and that recommendation won't change. The mandate is just another level of information for our community in the effort to try to limit the spread.
Krupa noted the county has for months asked everyone to remain masked indoors as COVID transmission remained high. He, along with others we spoke with, like Dr. Morley of Upstate, said masks can only further help stem the tide when combined with a vaccine.
It certainly doesn't help that we didn't have a mask mandate. Masking certainly can prevent individual cases and probably could have stunted some of the growth.
There have been some mask mandates that disappear as long as everyone provides proof of vaccination. Onondaga County Health Commissioner Dr. Gupta said personally, she thinks the combination approach is the way to go.
I strongly believe in mask and both vaccine. You have heard so many times from me, whether it was not mandated by the governor or no, I always said it, just put the mask on. That actually saves lives.
Now, going back to Tompkins County, Krupa goes on to say that while their case numbers are currently at their highest rate, hospitalization rates are remaining steady and low, and the severity of the cases is their main concern to fight this pandemic. Krupa also believes that residents of Tompkins County will be following Governor Hochul's mandate.